In a time when every single remake or reimagining desperately wants to be known as the one that's being ironic or satirical about its own existence and ultimately fails at doing so, I think the new Faces of Death by Daniel Goldhaber actually does a pretty good job at achieving this goal. In the film, Barbie Ferreira plays a content moderator for this TikTok knockoff called Kino, and she starts to suspect that these gore videos that she's coming across, all by the same user, are actually real kill videos made by a person that's replicating kills from the original movie. Dacre Montgomery co-leads the film with her as this TikTok Kino live stream murderer serial killer guy, and I was familiar with the game of both of these performers before this movie, but this just brings it to a whole new level. This is my favorite performance from both of these actors, and it's really not even close. Dacre Montgomery channels a sort of Buffalo Bill Jim Bro energy crossed with his signature kind of awkward voice stuff that he likes to do, and his commitment and his energy in this movie is absolutely infectious. Charlie XCX is in the movie, which I did not know the first time she came on screen. I was very surprised. She's in the movie for like 45 seconds, and she's not very good. She only has a few lines, and it's clear that they only had her for probably a day, maybe two, so I'm not trying to hold it against her. I haven't seen The Moment yet, and I've heard she's great in that, so I'm not holding any grudges. It was just kind of awkward to see her here so briefly, and so not very greatly. Barbie Ferreira's character is actually a really interesting one. She's someone who's really been traumatized by social media and people's obsession with it and people's perception of people that create content on social media and its overall outreach, but she still finds herself kind of trapped in the same cycles while she's trying to catch this killer that traumatized her the first time. I think that we live in such a post-ironic time, given how scary and dystopian and honestly dangerous a lot of social media is becoming, to the point where the last thing that I think people want to see when they go to the movies is TikTok represented, even when it's represented well. It kind of reminds me of when filmmakers started incorporating COVID into their works, maybe a little bit too early, in like the late 2021, early 22 era sort of thing. People were not receptive to COVID movies in that era, even when they were good. And I don't want to make the comparison too concretely here because TikTok's something that's been around for a really long time and it's just historically not represented well at all. But I think here they do a lot better of a job than some people are giving it credit for. The film does ask you to suspend quite a bit of disbelief, particularly in the second half with regards to character choices that certain people make in favor of getting the thematics and the commentary across. And there were a few moments where the film did almost lose me, but the technical craft and the commentary itself usually were so on point for me that I didn't find myself being irritated with a lot of these things for more than 30 seconds at a time. I had a great time, especially with the second half of this movie. It is paced very fast, and it's still able to juggle quite a lot of substantive commentary about our world right now.